Fox host and Trump supporter Stuart Varney was recently speaking with former World Bank chief economist Paul Romer. And he got a little bit upset at Romer for daring to call some people out in the administration for his lies. Take a look.
The virus caused this slowdown, and the virus continues to ravage the country. You remember 9/11? We lost 3,000 people. We lose that many every 3 days in this country. Remember the Titanic?
Okay.
1,500 people died. You know, we lose that in a day and a half right now.
But we are
you're
expanding.
not going to get a recovery of the economy until we deal with the thing that's killing so many people.
Okay, but look, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Everybody understands what's going on here. We are expanding the economy, correct? We hit a low in the second quarter. We'll move up from there in the third quarter, move up some more from there in the fourth quarter, and, as Larry Kudlow says, strong growth next year. We're all on board with that, right?
All right, so I wanted to stop there because, I mean, you see the problem. Okay, and if you don't see the problem, let me explain it to you. Varney, like most Republicans, is perfectly fine with nearly 180,000 people dead from coronavirus. Okay? And look, he represents the mainstream Republican view. According to a new CBS YouGov poll released on Sunday, 57% of registered Republican voters say that the 176,000 people dead from coronavirus is acceptable. That's an acceptable number. Oh, yeah, we're fine with that. Totally fine. Not outraged at all. Acceptable. Oh, okay. Oh, that's great. Now, let's look at the vast majority of the American people, right? 31% of voters find that acceptable, right? 90% of Democrats say it is unacceptable, and 67% of independents say unacceptable. So, but the majority of Republicans, voters, say, oh yeah, 176,000 from dead from a virus, totally acceptable. Now compare that, of course, to a handful of people that died in Benghazi. Unacceptable. Lock her up. Lock up Hillary Clinton. Lock up Barack Obama. Lock them all up. Benghazi. Wait, okay, hold on. Let's look at 9/11, the other example. 9/11, terrible tragedy, right? And Benghazi, also tragedy. Of course, right? And so, hey, man, people, she lied, people died, right? That's what happened. Look, again, 9/11, 3,000 Americans dead. That's a horrible tragedy, okay? And nobody says that it's not. Yet, here we have a situation that after that happened, we invaded two countries, right? That was our national response, was invading two countries that had nothing to do with it. So, and then leading to, of course, somewhere around 1 million innocent people, innocent Iraqis, or somewhere around 500,000 innocent Iraqis and like 1 million people overall dying in the Middle East over 9/11 that, Saddam Hussein had nothing to do with. So that was our response to that tragedy. And it was led mostly by the Bush administration putting out phony intelligence. Yes, Democrats were on board. Democrats voted for it. Joe Biden voted in favor of the war. Let's not let him escape that one. But at the same time, this was Republican-led. And it was the Republican response to this, okay? And so understand the difference. But when it comes to Americans dying from a virus, they don't care. They don't care. And so understand, if a tragedy doesn't help Republicans, A, either invade another country in the Middle East for their resources, right? Or B, if you can't use it against the incumbent president in order to win elections, then we're fine with it. We don't care. We're at perfectly acceptable death numbers. Which, of course, leads me to say that they are a death cult. Republican Party is a death cult that only cares about enriching themselves and their corporate donors. So, that said, let's go back to Romer versus Varney, right? I didn't even get to the best part of this, right? So he's just explaining, hey, look, Varney says the economy, but it's doing great, right? Well, here's where it gets heated.
We're recovering from a very deep recession, close to a depression. So we're not even close to getting back to normal.
Well,
and the other thing is, the core competence of this administration is dishonesty. So I wouldn't pay attention to anything that somebody like Kudlow says.
Well, wait, that's a bold statement. The core competency of this administration is, what did you call it? Is
dishonesty. Oh,
dishonesty?
Yeah. I mean,
and
look,
you can't believe something from somebody like Larry Kudlow? That's a hell of a slam, Paul.
Well, I'm just trying to tell you, this is the way I operate. I don't pay any attention to what Kudlow says. No serious economist. By the way, Kudlow isn't an economist. And there's a reason this administration can't hire a real economist, is because they only hire liars for hire. So, you get people who will say whatever the administration wants, but you can't get credible people. So I don't pay any attention to what Kudlow says.
I'm going to leave it right there, because that was really insulting for many of the people who serve in this administration. And you branded them as flat out liars. I
liars for hire. Yeah. And listen, this is just
no. What you're saying is really rather insulting, Paul. Liars for hire. Are you calling Larry Kudlow a liar?
Yeah, of course. He'll say anything that will help this administration achieve whatever its goals of the day are.
Kevin Hassett?
And listen, I deal in facts.
Kevin Hassett is a liar?
Upset by the facts. They have to just have to look. If you want to hear somebody who will tell you things that aren't true that make you feel good,
what was the lie?
One of the liars for hire.
And I've got to tell you, Paul, I really don't like people who appear on this program being called liars by someone like you.
Well,
I don't like that.
Well, think about that when you interview Stephen Moore next.
I don't think you should do that. Well, I'll ask him. I'll ask him.
Oh my God. Nice. That was a segment. The nonchalance, he's just like, are you calling Larry Kudlow a liar? He's all incredulous about it, right? The guy's like, yeah. Hey, he's a liar. He's a liar for hire. That's what they do. I tell you what, somebody's not getting invited back, because that was fucking great. I mean, again, it's all true. I mean, what has Larry Kudlow been right about in his entire life? Or, just to be generous, on screen, okay? Remember, this was a guy who was talking about, the market's very, very strong. I think we're going to have a great rally right before the, of course, 2008 market crash. He's not right about anything, because he's not an economist. And that's the thing. He's a talking head on TV. And he goes on and he talked about, basically anything that the wealthy people in power, the people that are doing the stock trades, donors, wanted him to say. He doesn't know a damn thing. Doesn't have a thought in his empty little head, except for, how does Larry Kudlow make more money? I know I will take a position in the White House and make stupid predictions while I'm doing so. And so, look, understand that makes him, the perfectly suited for the Trump administration, because he is a liar for hire. And so this guy's absolutely right. Paul Romer, little bit of a badass. Really like that. Just going on, Varney's show and being like, yeah, I think he's a liar. Yeah, I'm going to actually tell the truth. And I love, again, how he's just like, how dare you call the people Kevin Hassett, liar. Kellyanne Conway, liar. You work for the Trump administration. Guess what? You're a liar. Why? It's because that's part of the job. That's part of the job. That's what you're hired for, is to lie and cover for Orange Man. And that's it. That's it. And so, look, they ignore the deaths of hundreds of thousands of Americans. Over, like I said, over 176,000 people have died from COVID. It's going to be plenty more. But understand that they're putting out this narrative yes, but what about the economy? Ain't nobody care about the economy right now. Obviously, that's going to be something that we are going to have to fix. And that's what Romer had also said earlier in this in the clip. You should probably watch the whole thing. It's about 4 minutes long. I couldn't show you the whole thing. But he says, look, we need to, we need to worry about COVID first before we can rebuild the economy. And that's the thing that Republicans don't want to do because, well, they want to rebuild the economy now. Why? November, the election. It's all about the election. It's all about politics. And so what they're doing is they're saying, we would rather have you die from COVID-19 as long as it makes sure that we have good economic numbers that we can run an election on. And that's really what it's all about. And so again, that's why I say they care about, economic numbers on a computer screen more than they care about people's lives. And that's why they are a death cult.